Hi, my name is GLEN BUICKEROOD. I'm a second-year grad student here with Housing and Dining at Kansas State University. Before I came to K-State, I worked full-time, and before that I went to Appalachian State University in the mountains of North Carolina as a first-generation college student. Before I came to K-State, I have to look back and I have to question how culturally competent I really was. And I think when you think of K-State and you think of the middle of Kansas, you don't think of that as an area of focus. Housing and Dining's focus on that leads the charge at Kansas State University. Our conversations around equity and inclusion have really brought me into a different frame of mind, recognizing a variety of privileges and experiences and also limitations that I've identified as a part of myself. And I think that's something that's really changed the story, not only here at K-State, but also my story for the inevitable future. And I remember going to OPE and going to that info session that K-State was hosting and feeling at home. There's an overwhelming feeling of competition in an environment like that where it truly shouldn't be. And K-State didn't give me any of those feelings. And K-State was consistent in their message and clear in their process. K-State showed me exactly who they were, and they had no fear in that. I know for K-State, coming into the I-team role, that's a big unknown here at K-State, and I think it's something that if more students understood what the I-team was and the opportunities that the I-team offers, I think you'd have a lot more people clamoring for that kind of position. And I think it's vital that anytime you see something you think could be improved, or you think there's a process that's inconsistent, or you think there's something that you could be doing better, you have the freedom to bring it up, and by and large, your supervisors are going to give you the opportunity to prove it and to go out and do it. And they have given me that both in the role and outside. I had interest getting involved on campus just as a graduate student, and that was encouraged by my supervisors and by the team around me, because we're much more than just housing and dining. We're also a main part of the fabric of K-State.
I'm Melinda Gilliam. I'm an assistant community coordinator here at K-State. This is my second year, graduate student, of course. Studying the college student development track with the admin specialization. Here at K-State, I am an assistant community coordinator, and in the hall that I live, we have 500 other women. Most of them are first-year students, co-supervise the hall, also support the students and advocate for them when needed. Before I came to K-State, I was a residence hall coordinator full-time, lived in as well. 5 different residence halls, so that balance was a little bit different. But I, again, advocated, supported the students, and advised some student groups and whatnot. We have a 7-month-old daughter now, and we live in the hall, and they're always invited to things outside of the workday and those extra activities to really bond them in and make them feel like this is their home too. So that does a lot for us and our family to make us comfortable and happy here at K-State. I actually did have a hesitation coming to K-State. So I'm from Seattle, very diverse, spent my whole life there. Big city, as you can imagine, Manhattan, Kansas. Just looking at the statistics of the town is a lot smaller. The diversity looks different. And at first, when you come here, it's visibly fairly homogenous. So that was something that was a little bit of a culture shock for me and something to get used to. But the more you're here, the longer you're here, you really do realize that the diversity is here and the students are here and they need to be supported and advocated for. So K-State has really inspired me to be the best person that I can be by showing us and role modeling the way we should care for students. They step up for you and care for you in the times where you need to be cared for as a person, as an employee, as a student, so on and so forth. So their care doesn't stop at the 5 o'clock mark of the day. They care for you around the clock and in every way they can.
So I'm ANDREA DREYER. I'm originally from Michigan, but I moved out here to K-State for the College Student Development Program. I'm currently a second-year grad, and I work in Jardine Apartments as an assistant community coordinator. I actually applied to K-State on a whim because I knew a bunch of people from my undergrad who were going into student affairs had gone to K-State previously. So I decided to interview with them at OPE and give it a shot and see if it felt like a good fit. I was really nervous when I was deciding grad schools because I'm really close with my family, and I was really worried about being 13 hours away and what that would look like and how that transition would go through. but I just knew when I met the people, it felt like home. I felt that family feel, and I felt like I could really make a connection here. In my time here, I've been treated like a professional, and I don't really know if a lot of other grad students and other programs can say that, but I've been given a lot of responsibility and a lot of awesome opportunities. So that's just something I'm really grateful for, and I can't wait to take the K-State experience and move that into my next position. I would just say take a leap of faith and trust the process. I'm sure you've heard that from a million different people, all of your mentors and supervisors, but I think it's really important to just take a step back and see what feels right and what feels like a good option for you. I think for me, the most meaningful part has been, again, the relationships I've been able to build over the course of my 2 years here. And not only that, I truly feel like I'm not just Andrea, the graduate student who works in Jardine. I feel like people care about I'm Andrea as the person from Michigan, as the person who's also interested in sexual aggression, as the person who is a grad student. I have a lot of different layers that people are looking at when they're working with me, and that's something that I really appreciate, their genuine care and authenticity. But yeah, I just really appreciate that care, and I appreciate how I've been treated as an individual rather than just a number as a part of the department.